What's good, y'all? Earlier this week, I made a video stating that I would come out with two videos this week, and I said that the second one was going to be more of a life update. So, with the life update videos, I'm going to try and make those, like quarterly. So like four times a year, or if I feel the need to make one earlier or something like that, then I will. But yeah, I mean, I guess just to really get into it, I guess overall, life has been good. I am very blessed to be in the position that I'm in right now. I can get out of bed. I woke up breathing. I have the ability to do the things that I want to do, get the things that I want, have the things that I need. And it's just been, it's sometimes there are times where I tend to overlook that. I look at what the next person has, and I compare it to with what I got, and that's one of those mindsets that I need to really try and get out of. It's just comparing what I have to what the next person has, and it's whenever I get out of that mindset that I really take joy and really truly appreciate the things that I have, and the things that I am able to do. That's definitely one of the like a big one as well, because not a lot of people can get out of bed. Not a lot of people wake up in the morning. Not a lot of people can work. Just do daily things that I would be able to do, and so that's just something that I've really realized and took note about myself, and from here on out I will try to be better with comparing my life to others. And I've mentioned this in like another video, but I need to get out of the mindset of comparing my starting point to other people's finish lines. And that's probably been one of my mottos for 2025, is just getting out of that mindset and putting my mind into a more thankful mindset, because not a lot of people have what I have or are able to do what I'm able to do. And another thing that I've been trying to do is just finding better things to do with my time. I've started to work out more. That's been, or I guess that was something that I mentioned in my last video, that I was going to be doing more, and that's been slowly but surely. I at least go like twice a week, and that obviously can be, that number can definitely be higher about how many times I go per week. But there was a point where I, as I stated in the last video, made excuses for not going. And the reasons that I came up with on why I couldn't go, when in reality I could. And making that decision to go more has really helped my mindset. A lot of these things that I am changing is for the sake of, I guess, like where I'm at in my mind. Because obviously if I'm sitting around doing nothing, then my mind tends to like wander into a more, I guess, like depressive state. And I guess, like, to elaborate on that more, is that I guess I get into a mindset where I start to feel bad for myself, if that makes any sense. I'm like, I'm just sitting there wondering, oh, like, why, well, like, I can't do this, or why can't I have this, or why can't I do that? That only happens when I'm not doing things to better myself. It's not detrimental, but it has a significant negative impact on, I guess, my mind space or like my mindset. And so, going out and working out, that's definitely been a huge contribution to getting my mind out of the gutter or getting my mind out of this little rut that I'm in, that I was in. And another thing that I picked up was Run Club. This is a bi-weekly thing. For, I guess, what, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm recording this. No, actually, today is Saturday. I'm recording this on yes, today is Saturday. It's bi-weekly. It happens every other week, so we're not having it, or I didn't have it this Saturday, but next Saturday. And next Saturday will be my third appearance. And it's been really great. Prior to starting this run club, I was running, trying to get a mile in whenever I could. And there's something about being a part of like a like-minded community when it comes to stuff like this, because obviously, like, running by yourself, a lot of people can do it. But whenever you're just it's something, it's more enjoyable when you do it with a group of people, because it's like, you're all suffering together. I prefer like being a part of a run club, and it's really small too. It's not like one of those ones that have like, I don't know, like 50 plus people a part of it. This one's really small. It started, I guess, like about a month ago, a little over a month ago, and we've been doing it, every other week, and we're trying to grow it. We're trying to grow it as well, and we want more members. But it's fun. I prefer it with like a smaller group of people. Even though I wanted to grow, it's been really fun with just like 10 to 13 people that are all just running in a group. But doing that too has also helped, with I guess like getting my mind in a better spot. And like I mentioned, these things that I am doing, I guess like what I'm really trying to do is just prepare. I mean, I really shouldn't even put it like this, but the year is almost over, and we have 2026 coming up, sooner than a lot of us would like to think. I am praying for big things for myself for 2026. And so, and it starts, I mean, honestly, it starts now. I'm doing these things so I can put myself in a healthier and more productive mindset, so that I can be prepared for the big things that I'm expecting for myself for 2026. And, something that I wanted to add was like, for myself personally, I see all of these big things for myself. And I think I kind of almost just blind myself, because like I try to chase after these things, and like I try to chase after them, but I'm not like prepared to have it quite yet, if that makes any sense. Because like with photography and me wanting to do just like all of these things with like content and stuff like that, it's like, that's cool that I have a vision for myself for that. But me personally, I just feel like I just need to just prepare myself in order for me to have that, and to just, what's the word that I'm looking for? Just be able to handle it. And I guess right now, if I'm being honest with myself, I'm not quite in the place where I can handle that quite yet. And so that's why I am working on myself now, bettering myself now, so that I can grow, and that in turn will allow me to be able to handle the big things that I see for myself. And this is the first time that I've like said this, or I guess thought this out loud, but that's kind of what I see this as like preparing myself for the upcoming season that I have for myself. And, like I said, it's starting now with, working out, finding more productive things that can contribute to a healthier lifestyle, I guess, if you would, for lack of better words. And, it's been great. And I think one thing that I tend to do is like I start doing these things and then I'll stop because, like I'm doing good. Like I'm good now, so I can just stop doing these things, and then that's when I get myself back into that negative mindset of feeling bad for myself because I don't do anything because I've stopped doing things to be productive, and it's just a cycle. That's one thing that I've also realized is that I can't stop doing these things because I am comfortable with where I'm at. And obviously if I want to better myself, be more productive, it's going to take consistency. And it's not something that I can just do. And then whenever I'm in a comfortable spot with myself, then I just stop. And, that's just one thing that I tend to do. And, I'm not saying that big things could happen now. It could happen whenever, but it's just like a gut feeling that I have for 2026. And I guess really just getting my mind right for those expected things. Because if I'm being honest, like, am I in a place where I could handle those things? I personally, I don't think so. And so that's why I've been working hard to just get myself ready and prepared, and I guess better myself so that I can, handle whatever it is that's coming for me. But I mean, I think that's going to be it for today. I'm trying to think of other things to say, but I can't. Thank y'all for coming to my little self motivational pickup video, if that's what you want to call it. But more to come soon, definitely. I say this every single video, but I truly enjoy making these videos. And this one is definitely going to be, this video was made more for personal, because like I said, the whole video diary journal thing. So, but yeah, that's going to be it for today. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.